All right guys, so today we're doing some hedge work, we're doing some detail work, and I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet. Been on this property a couple years. Some really long hedge work out here. I'm gonna measure how long this one side is. The other side's about a third longer than this side, but let's measure this and see how long this sucker is, because it's pretty long. So here's where we're getting started. Already started trimming here. Woo! And it goes down a way. So you can see this is set. Oh, let me set this at 0. All right, you can see this is set at 0. Sorry guys. So anyway, you can see that this is set at 0 right there. Let's see where this thing, let's see where we go. Let's see how long this is. So like I said, I'm getting started down here. I'm gonna wall it up. I'm going to go across the inside all the way down, jump over, go across the outside, and then wall the outside up back that way. So let's measure this sucker and see how long this is. And then what we'll do is we'll blow all these clippings out, we'll mulch up, and then what cannot be mulched up we will end up you know, picking up. We got the Punisher out here with us. So right now we're at 130 feet so far. Oh, this is the hedge. It just goes and goes and goes. You get the point. It just keeps going. 200 feet. David's over there cleaning up leaves. There's a ton of leaves around here. See all this? We're gonna leaf back all this stuff in a few weeks. Once it all stops dropping, we'll pick it all up. So what he's doing is blowing out areas like that right there that are on the grass, make the grass look nice, and then we'll pick it all up. So we're at 395 feet. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Da-dum. Yeah, I'm feeling it today, man, because I've been working out the last few days. My shoulder from shoulder surgery has been allowing me to work out. So I picked the wrong day to use the long articulating shears. All right. Let's see. Can you see that? So that's 512 feet. All right, so 512 feet. And then that's us across the street right there. It starts here, comes right there, and then it goes way down there, longer than this one. Probably another, I would say probably about 300 feet longer than this one. So roughly around 1,300 feet of hedge work that we're gonna do today, just on one hedge. Doesn't, I don't know, that sounds like a lot, 1,300 feet. And like I said, we have to wall all of this up. We have to start down there, we have to start at the end, come on the inside here, jump on the other side, go back, because it's a really deep hedge, go back, and then when we get there, we're wall up the outside. Then we have to do it on that side. And we have to do it on that side. So yeah, that is gonna take a minute. So we hired a new guy named CJ. CJ came from another landscape company that is it's in the same shop. Sorry if it's loud. It's so loud out here. We're next to like a big road. and all that. But CJ is awesome so far. We really like him. I know I say that about everybody, but I like everybody, man. But no, certain guys stick out, you know, like Tommy, Jamar, you know, David. That guy right there, I'm gonna say that guy right there is probably the best crew leader I have ever had. And I mean ever. I've had a lot of crew leaders over the years. That guy is hands down the best crew leader I've ever had. I will cry when the day comes to where David has to move on, you know? And he's going to, you know, he's got things he wants to do and all that stuff, and he's gonna be here for a while, maybe a year or two, but you know, he's got things he wants to do and he's gonna move on, and I'm gonna cry when he leaves. Anyways, I was gonna introduce you guys to CJ, but he's busy. He's up at the clubhouse doing some stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna get busy on this hedge. I'm not gonna sit here and film me trimming a hedge. I film too much hedge trimming, man. You guys don't want to see all this. But what I will do is I'll find CJ in a little bit. Then I want to have a conversation with you guys. Oh, so listen, in talking about hedges, I want to know what's the, all right, we have buildings and all that stuff. I'm not talking about buildings because that gets kind of easy, honestly, when you're trimming all these hedges around the buildings and all that. But I mean, when you do a long run like this, that's like head high, or, I mean, you know, I'm 5'11", and you know, here we go. See what I'm saying? Head high in some spots, you're, on the other side, you're down, so it's all overhead stuff. What's the longest hedge you've ever had to trim? What's the longest one you've ever had to trim? I'd like to know that. So, longest hedge. But anyways, and I want to talk to you guys when I'm finished about something that's like a real pain in the butt, and I've seen a few other guys post about it, and I was gonna post about it like a couple weeks ago, but you know, just got busy. But seeing their videos, you know, made me just want to talk about it. But we subcontract a couple of guys. Like I do irrigation stuff, but like all the major stuff, like, you know, locating valves, like all that stuff, man, like I sub somebody out for that because I don't have the equipment to do that, and I don't know how to do that. I could figure it out, I'm sure, but I just sub somebody out. It's quicker, it's faster, and they get it done. But it's a real pain in the butt. Sorry, I got like, I'm blacking myself out. But it's a real pain in the butt when your vendors owe you money, and then you owe your subcontractor money, and they do so many jobs that you can't cover everything that you owe them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've done like 5 or 6 big landscape, or, you know, big irrigation jobs, and you can't cover all of that. You know what I mean? So like, you really need your vendors to pay you. So it just gets, it's a sticky situation that I want to talk about in a minute. When you owe people money that people owe you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna go trim some stuff, and then I'm gonna find CJ. All right? And then I'm gonna learn how to hold a camera where it doesn't, you know, expose in the back, and then mute my face out. I don't know, I might look better with my face muted out. Oh man, watch out for the dookie. How many times you guys step in a dookie? I try not to stop. I'm wearing the wrong shoes today too. So check this out. Like I don't have plantar fasciitis. I got something else. Where the Achilles tendon, like a bone spur kind of thing, goes into the bone, back of the bone, whatever. So I got these shoes, man, and they're really comfortable. They're called Kuru, whatever. I don't even know if you can see that because I can't see the camera. And I accidentally wore, I never buy myself like nice shoes. I always buy like cheap $30 or $40 shoes. So I spent like 125 bucks and bought these, and they're so comfortable and they work. It's the first time in months I can walk and my heel doesn't hurt and I'm not limping. But I accidentally wore them to work today, so I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to ruin them. All right, gotta go. Hold on, let's go mess with David. Let's go mess with David. Hold on. David. David. Yay! David! We're just gonna watch him. What up?
Scare someone.
What up, David?
Nothing.
I was just explaining to everybody how horrible you are as a crew leader.
Aren't I though?
Yes.
Nobody likes me.
What you do? That grass looks pretty, buddy. Yeah.
I thought that we could kind of do two things at once: get the whole place blown off and all of the grass areas taken.
See, he's always thinking, man. So yeah, just like all these, those are like, there's like 10 spots like this.
Yep.
So
it won't be after today.
Especially by the clubhouse, you know.
Yeah.
She loves that nice and clean.
Yeah.
So
it'll all look like that.
All right, well, I'm gonna get out of his hair and I'm gonna go back. I just started working out again, you know, shoulder crap, and I picked the wrong day to decide to do this hedge because this junk is hurting. Wah! All right, bye, David.
Later.
So I got, I also have, I have 2 Darwin scripts I need to put on the weed eaters. And the edger, they're really liking it a lot. So as you can see, it's staying on the edger. It's not going anywhere. I do need to add them on the weed eater, so I have them in the truck, but we're not weed eating anything today. Oh my God, you know what I just thought of? I wonder if I can take a Darwin's grip and put it on the hedge trimmer so I can hold. Oh snap! I'm about to try something. Hold on, I'm about to try something. Hold on, I want to see. All right, so I was gonna try something. And yes, I changed tats. I was gonna try something, but it did not work. I was trying to put a Darwin's grip on here, see if it would make it easier, but it wouldn't. So I'm gonna get busy. Oh, and guess what? I forgot I had these boots in my truck from the Gravely commercial I filmed. Woo! I know I look funny. I look funny with these boots and my shorts, my surf trunks and my boots. But, you know, that's okay. So at least I don't have to ruin my nice, like, walking shoes. Somebody had commented one time and said that I look stupid wearing shorts to work. That was my response. I didn't have a response. You look stupid wearing shorts to work in Florida. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay guys, so I tried putting a Darwin's grip on the long articulating hedge trimmers, and that did not work. That was pointless and it did not work, so I took it off. So anyways, I'm about to head out of town for a minute, and yeah, it was my birthday, even though I shut off my Facebook and all that stuff. I don't really get into my own birthday. You know, I'm a weirdo like that, but Leah did something really cool and surprised me with wolf sanctuary, because I'm obsessed with wolves. I love wolves. But she surprised me with a private tour at the wolf sanctuary, so that's pretty freaking dope. That's pretty awesome. We're going to go do that. Hello, Mr. Policeman. He can no see my camera. So we're gonna go do that. But I wanted to share with you guys what kind of what I was hitting on earlier. So we do a lot of subcontracting. We subcontract for certain things, you know, like big tree jobs, you know, things like that. So let me, hold on a second, guys. Let me adjust this. There we go. I gotta look over at the screen. There we go. So I sub out for like really big tree jobs, sub out for big irrigation stuff. Like I said, locating things, you know, like locating valves, you know, like when well pumps aren't working, stuff like that on these big commercial properties. That stuff's over my head, so I end up subbing somebody out. Eventually I think I'm just gonna learn how to do it, but for now I just sub it out. The thing that gets to be really aggravating, and you know, God, and this just sucks the way that you have to handle stuff when it comes to commercial properties. It's totally different than a homeowner. But you just have to handle things in a totally different manner. So what ends up happening is I sub these guys out to do certain irrigation jobs or tree work or whatever. And the big thing that really blows is when I have them come do the job, and now I owe them money, and then I don't get money from the people that owe me money to pay the people that I owe the money to. Right? That makes sense? You got me. It really sucks, dude. Like, I loathe owing people money. Like, you can't find anybody on this planet that will say that I owe them money, right? Ever. except for, you know, a subcontractor here or there, because the vendor just does not pay on time. And man, it's so frustrating, you know. It used to be different when you had, if you have hundreds or dozens and dozens of residential clients, because the money's just always coming in here and there. But, you know, when you're doing over a handful of, you know, condos, and you're limited on the amount of, you know, checks that come in and all that, you really need that money. You need it to come in when they say it's going to come in. You need to have it come in on time. Otherwise, you can't pay everybody, because you can't pay, you owe your sub like $4,000 in work, man. Like, you just can't go pop out a $4,000 check, but like, here you go. I mean, you can if you got the money like that, but you know, I just don't always have $4,000, $5,000 cash, you know, just laying around extra that I'm not doing nothing with. I can just be like, oh, go here you go, man. I'll just wait until we get paid. You know, we had these new condos, and it took a while, man. It took like almost 3 months just to like really get things settled, but I stuck in there because it was just really difficult stuff, and I understood it all, where things got lost and missed, and you know, all that stuff. But that's the kind of stuff that can happen. But you know, I have other properties. I have properties that are just really late on paying us, stuff from like December, you know what I mean, the beginning of December, and here we are in February. I'm having to do my due diligence. I'm having to go back and say, hey, here's when this was emailed. Hey, here's when this was, you know, initially drafted, when this was initially invoiced and sent to you. I really, you know, and I say things in the nicest way, because I mean it in the nicest way, but like, I really need to, you know, find out when you can send this payment out. I owe a subcontractor, and I do not want to lose my subcontractor. They're really good, and I like them, and they're cool, and they're fine as long as they get paid within their like 30 days. They're fine with like 40 or 45 days, you know, but when we're stretching into 60 and 90 days, dude, nobody wants to wait for their money like that. So like a couple of these things, we just went ahead and paid them, and we're waiting for, you know, you know, the reimbursement, the checks to come in. But it's just really frustrating, man. Like I said, it is a different thing with residential properties than it is with commercial properties. You know, because residential properties, you can say, well, we can't do it until we get paid, blah, blah, blah. Commercial properties aren't like that, guys. For the most part, they don't want to hear your sob story. It's, I need this installed, I need this done, this needs to be fixed. And you need to do it, and then you send them a bill when you're done, and you have to float everything until you get paid. And that's usually not a big deal as long as you get paid on time. It's not a big deal at all. But when you don't get paid on time, it's not just see, like, it's not just not getting paid on time. You know what I'm saying? It's it creates issues. It creates anxiety. It creates just drama that doesn't need to be there. It creates animosity, and it presents a very you know, tense, you know, relationship, you know, to be, you know what I mean? Like it starts to put, you know, tension where it shouldn't be, because I hate tension being there because of money. I hate that, but that is the reality and the nature of what we all do for a living. We you know, we make money, and we have to wait for people to pay us, and that's just the nature of what we do, and that's the nature of a lot of businesses, really, most businesses, right? Ours can be a little bit more difficult because you have people that feel entitled to not pay you, you know, which blows my mind. I don't know how you can watch somebody sit out there and work their ass off, and just be fine with not paying them. I don't get that mentality, man. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother thing. I want to cover what we do for a living, guys, what all we do, and the attitude about what we do, and the perception with you know, the public as far as what lawn and landscapers do. But anyways, I just wanted to vent, I guess. It's just frustrating. So there are ways to handle it, you know. Please share with how you handle it with your subcontractors, if you use them when you're waiting on pay from other people. I don't do the whole, well, because you got to be careful with this, you know. People will comment and say, oh, you just send them a late notice. You just tell them basically they better do this or they better do that. And unfortunately, you cannot just do that. If you come off threatening, or if you come off aggressive, even if and when, and usually we are in the right, It doesn't work that way. All they see is like, oh, he's just being a little punk. He's being rude. Forget him, right? Don't worry about the fact that, that, you know, they owe us money and we have people waiting. If you respond and you threaten, because that's how they look at it, that's how they're going to look at it. They're people, you know, normal, just like you and I. They're going to take it as a threat. If you don't do this, A, B, and C is going to happen. I can't be like, if you don't pay us, we're going to have to charge a late fee. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just bust that out. You know what I'm saying? And just say that. We do have that, you know, we're about late fees and all that stuff, man. But to enforce them when you're doing condo properties, man, God, you know, it's difficult. It's one thing if you and the property don't get along, you know, you're not going to keep it. It's another if you do really good work, they like you and all that stuff. The problem is just getting your payments on time. It's a crappy situation to be in because you do get them and the payments do come. You know what I mean? But, you know, a couple properties we have, it's been a challenge to get them, and it's getting better. We've started getting things a little bit, you know, more on schedule, but then, you know, we're still owed 3 or 4 invoices from like December, you know, and I owe, you know, a subcontractor. Like I said, paid most of it, just to like suffice him, you know, like I feel bad, but just can't afford to pay all of the subcontracting out of our pockets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not many people can. So what I do and what has worked is the most simplest thing is just saying, you know, just being vulnerable. It sounds stupid, just being vulnerable and saying, hey, listen, I know that you're trying to figure out the payments and all this stuff, but I just want to let you know where I'm at. I have a subcontractor. I'm going to lose him. I can't afford to keep paying him out of my pocket until we get paid. He's there. We're all perfectly fine with net 30 and all that stuff. But when it comes into 60 and 90 days, it's creating a real problem. And we're just a very small company. And I always go, we're not Brightview. We're not any of that. We can't float all of this money. You know, showing that you're a little vulnerable can actually go a long way. And not giving a sob story or any of that stuff, but just saying the truth. You know, like we're a very small company. We just cannot afford to pay for all of these materials, all of, say, this landscaping, all this irrigation work, subbing out the guy, and then pay for all of that and then not get paid and have to wait a long time. We have very tight budgets when you're a small company, very tight. And we really don't have room for error when it comes to our budget, you know? So I find that being vulnerable like that, or just being honest like that, which shows your vulnerability, really makes them relate to you, and they get it figured out, and I get results much quicker, you know, than as opposed to just saying, yo, if you don't give me my money, I'm gonna slap a late fee. They're like, here's your late fee, and then here's your 30-day notice. That's what's going to happen. I mean, like, there's no ands, ifs, or booties about it. That's what's gonna happen. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And I you know, sent some emails to these a couple of these people and explained that to them, and we're getting some things coming in. Thankfully, got stuff yesterday, blah blah blah. But that's just an approach that I try with these commercial these condo properties over residential. Residential's a different story. I go more the other route. But you know, these large condo properties, it's just not going that threatening route, just more trying to get somebody to relate to you that's in the billing process, you know. And it's just a frustrating situation for our you know, when we subcontract somebody with us, we always take care of it and everything's fine. I had this situation before at a huge tree job, ended up almost never getting paid, but just figured out a way to pay, you know, the tree company like massive money. It was a huge job, man. But I'll never let somebody go without taking care of them. We basically just work together. You know, it's we just work together. They understand the predicament. I'll, you know, show them correspondence with what I'm dealing with and why they haven't gotten it yet, and it's all good. But yeah, if you guys, anybody that has, you know, situations like that where you subcontract somebody and you're owed money that you owe them, you know, just drop some comments in the comments section below, and you know, let's all just have a conversation on how we all deal with it. I'm about to pull up to my house, go get changed, hang out with some wolves. Yeah. All right, you guys have an awesome weekend, because it's Wednesday and I probably won't do another video until next week, or maybe this weekend or something. I don't know, man. All right, peace out. Later.